Yo, what up guys, MxgicIQ here, and today we are back with some more Carx Drift Racing Online 2 news. I know I've been kind of gone. I'll be releasing a video coming out soon, kind of explaining where I've been, but we got a big update to Street recently. They released the update. I'm not too much of a big fan of the lottery thing, but it is what it is. The bigger news for me is the fact that there's now a Steam page for Carx Drift Racing Online 2, and in this we can actually see some things revealed here. So this map looks super sick. I don't know what it is. It could be one of the 4 maps that they actually already confirmed in the little notes down here. So we're going to go over that in just a second as well. But it looks like we're going to have player battles because I'm pretty sure this says versus. So we'll actually have drift battles. It seems like we're going to have the same damage as Drift Racing 3, maybe a little bit less because it doesn't look as... Oh, no, actually this looks pretty messed up. But it also seems like we're going to have to pay for repairs, which I'm not a biggest fan of, but we'll see how that plays out. Especially with it being Drift Racing Online. Hopefully it's moddable and we can just give ourselves a certain amount of money to repair that kind of stuff, but I don't really mind it. It'd be cool to have a drift game with some progression again. I just feel like it's going to make a lot of the people that play DRO right now not really want to switch over, but we'll see how it goes. And then we also have some Gymkhana based stuff here. It seems like a lot of this marketing is leaning towards drift battles, Gymkhana, competition based stuff. So that's very cool to see. We're going to have 2 different types of competition stuff there. We see the character customization, which actually looks pretty sick. I wonder if we're going to be able to do some streaming asset replacements for that as well. And then if we come down here and go all the way down to about this game, you guys can feel free to read all of this, but some of the highlights are we're going to have PvP duels, top 32, and free ride in online rooms and Gymkhana off launch. Already there. Skill-based matchmaking and a rating system in online events. Usually I don't like SBMM, but for a drift game, that is fire, okay? So typically in every other game I play, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, etc., I don't want SBMM. But in a drift game, I feel like I want this, right? Especially when there's online rooms and free ways to do things that you don't have to have any skill-based matchmaking for. This is perfect. So we're gonna have essentially ranked drift battles. For us, drift is primarily a sport. To launch a series of cyber sport tournaments around the world is the primary goal for this project. That's really sick. So advanced tuning and customization. The damage system adds an extra layer of realism and immersion. Losing a bumper during a close call or leaving dents in the leader's door is now possible. Licensed tracks from Ebisu Circuit in Japan, the Nürburgring Nordschleife in Germany, Dominion Raceway in USA, and ADM Raceway in Russia. So that's super sick. This is looking crazy. Again, if it doesn't have mod support, unfortunately, we might be looking at another situation like Carx Street, or if they take too long to release on console. For example, we're like 3/4 late at this point for Carx Street. It could be a bad thing that could happen, but let's talk about some positives and some negatives. So it seems like this is going to be different than Carx Street in the fact it's not going to be a direct port from mobile to PC. This is going to be a new game kind of built up from the ground, using some of the same things we see in Drift Racing 3 on mobile. It's not going to be the same game though. It's built for PC. Okay. Another problem I might see is the fact that they have the competition mode, and the idea to make it a global competition thing could mean less likely that there will be mod support, or they'll do it how they have it on DRO, where you have to select a moddable branch and you're unable to do the competition stuff, which I wouldn't mind at all because that's how it was on DRO for a while. So they support most of the steering wheels, gear shifters, gamepads, and other common controllers available on the market, but we always can add more, and the work's not done yet. So I'm super excited for this. This is looking pretty good. Hopefully they don't pull a Carx Street on us and, you know, miss a bunch of promises and don't balance things quick enough. And I have actually higher hopes for this game, unfortunately, and I get scared every time I get hope for car games because they kind of let me down, but hopefully this one lives up to it because this is looking pretty decent. These screenshots obviously look a little bit AI generated, which has caused some concern for people, but I feel like Carx always does this with their marketing, and I trust them enough to make a good Drift Racing Online game. So we'll see how this plays out. This is some great news though coming out of the Carx Technologies Corner. I wish they'd finish Carx Street, but hopefully we'll get an update on that soon for a console release also there as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a while, making a video updating on where I've been in a second. So expect that video coming maybe next week or later this week, but man, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.